Assalamualaikum and hello and welcome everyone. My name is Siti Rohani and the topic for this session is managing change and hospitality. For some of you, you might have heard the word managing change before, and for some of you, it may be new. For some who are very senior, probably you have gone through the managing change in the career path of your life. But for some, it is new. But no worries, we shall in a little while get down to managing change. Hospitality is a word we are all familiar with and it's something we all know about. We use every day in our work, in our jobs, but we need from time to time to remind ourselves. Okay? Okay, before we go on, let's focus first on our objectives for the day. Our focus is on the positive and to look at the opportunities available to us and to deal with forced change. Some of you might not know what is forced change, but in a little while we shall go through that as well. And then probably you will understand why I use the term forced change. And to adapt soft skills to the new environment, our current soft skills to the new environment or what we call the new norm. At the end of this program or at the end of this session, there'll be a short quiz. So I would ask of you to listen carefully, relax. The questions are not difficult to answer. So all you have to do is just listen carefully. Now, before we move to our main topic, which is managing change, what are the words that we hear daily? The words that we hear daily for the last few months are COVID-19, MCO, lockdown, stay home, social distancing, wear a mask, sanitize, wash your hands, new norm, SOP, etc., etc. And as for our jobs, what we hear is no bookings, cancelled bookings. And we hear people who have lost their jobs. Businesses had to be closed down because of the lockdown. But then there are some businesses which are closed permanently and the children are home. What happens when all this is put together? For the last few months, we were under lockdown for about almost 100 days or over 100 days. What happened? All these words led us to worry and stress, anxiety, depression, uncertainty, and unsure of our future. I am sure you all went through the same because I did. Now, what caused this anxiety? What caused this stress? And what caused everything to change for us? It was actually the invisible enemy, which we call COVID-19. I'm sure all of you have heard about it and very tired of hearing about it, and yet we have no solution. But we have to learn to be patient because COVID-19 has caused massive destruction worldwide. It's not just Malaysia. Lives are lost, hundreds of thousands of people have died, and millions of people have been infected by this virus. Okay, and the global economy throughout the world has been crushed. People have lost income. It has changed our lives permanently. Why? Because now the way we have to live and to change our way of working is different. But then on the good side, we have to look on things on the positive. Remember, I said our objective is to focus on the positive. Now we look for new opportunities. It's difficult if you do not want to look at new opportunities because if we keep staying where we are, we will only continue to get into depression and anxiety and worry. List down 5 effects the pandemic has had on you. 5. Quickly and just quickly, just think about it. 5, even if you don't write it down, just think 5. Okay, and compare it to the next slide. We almost have the same thing, I'm very sure. Loss of income, cancelled bookings, no jobs, feelings of anxiety and frustration. Our self-esteem is low, we are depressed, we're angry, we're unsure of our future, and what? We are scared, or I am scared. It happens to everyone, not only you. Even those who have jobs now are very worried because we do not know how fast the economy will recover. Now, the effect of pandemic to you, to me, and to most of us is loss of income. Even if you still have your job, many companies have gone on cost cutting. So salaries have been reduce, or you now take home less than what you used to. There is no overtime, and some companies now reduce pay by 20%, some as much as 50%. So, and then there are cancelled bookings. What happened to us? Where is our income coming from? We have cancelled bookings. We are actually feeling unsure, uncertain, and we are feeling very low. Okay, so what happens is the total effect is loss, the feeling of loss. Now, I'm going to share this with you. It's a quote that I found, and I found it to be very interesting, which I have shared with my other classes. The mind is its own place. Okay, the mind is its own place, and in itself can make heaven or hell of heaven. Now, you have a choice. Do you want to keep your mind in heaven, or you want to stay on and keep it in hell? Not knowing what's the future going to be, or you're going to look at it positively and move forward and look for opportunities and create heaven in your mind. Change, what I'm trying to draw upon your attention is, with all these problems that are happening with us and the inability of us to continue working, and we have lost jobs, and we do not have jobs to function at the moment. But what we need to do now is understand that change is the law of life. Those who look to the past or the present are certain to miss the future. That is what John F. Kennedy, one of the former presidents of the United States, used to say. Because if we continue to dwell in our mind, kita continue berfikir or think and not want to move forward, then we will miss what the future holds for us. The pandemic has brought negative things and setbacks and crushed economies to us, but it has also brought good things for us. We can't control events. We cannot control the pandemic. It has happened. COVID-19 has arrived. When it is leaving, we do not know, but we can control how we react to them and start getting up and moving forward and rebuilding our lives, our jobs, and our careers. Now, change can come into our lives as a result of crisis, just like the pandemic, as a result of choice or just by chance. We are all faced with having to make a choice. Do we make the change or not? It's entirely up to you. I cannot change you. You cannot change me. I cannot ask someone else to wear a mask and adopt safety. Some people will do as they want. We can only change ourselves, and it starts with you. The economy will recover. It is only time. How the economy will recover and how we will start moving with our jobs again actually depends very much on us. Okay? Now, people who have adapted to pandemic, this is something my friend sent me, or a photo someone shared with me. In 2018, you will notice how his garden is. Okay? He's got a garden chair, he's got benches, he's got tables, yeah? But with the pandemic, this man, a former CEO of a bank in Malaysia, his wife, a professor in one of the universities in Malaysia, decided to adapt to the current situation we are facing. So how did they adapt? They decided to change their garden from just recreational to something more productive. They planted corn, they planted kailan, they planted kangkong, they planted beans, they planted every vegetable you could think of. And it created what? It made them happier. They took the time that they were stuck at home to do something productive. And that's what we should all do. Now, to overcome that pandemic, to change, we have to be proactive. We have to go out and look and observe what is the new changes we have to make. It's all up to you. No one can do this for you. I can only say this to you and give you some guidance. And hopefully, some of the things I say will help you find the path toward making changes as we face the pandemic. The old style of how we worked and how we function has to change. So, the new way or the old way, we get to decide. If we want to move on, okay, it will definitely make you happier. If you resist and you deny change and you still want to wait and wait and wait, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, I shall wait and things will get better. I don't think much will change, okay, and you will end up very miserable. I have set up a lot of slides here because I know I am talking and I am only talking without you able to give me any feedback. So the slides are here more for you to follow through what I say. So I've changed the way I am communicating. I used to be challenged to do this online and I never did. I didn't want to teach online. I felt that it was nicer and better to go out and teach in a classroom, which is better, which I thought. But times change, and I too, like you, I am forced to change. Listen to what this Charles Darwin said. He's a famous man during those days, and he used to say we're humans or how we originated from monkeys to what we are today. Okay, but that's not important. Charles, what he says is important. It is not the strongest or the most intelligent who will survive, but those who can best manage change. You need to survive. I need to survive. We all need to survive. What has happened to us now is not only Malaysia, not only Asia, it is everywhere in the world. Everybody needs to change. Now, how do I change? Adopt a positive mindset. That is the most important thing you have to do. You have to adopt a positive mindset. We have to change the way we think. We have to step out of our comfort zone. Comfort zone meaning for me and you is the way how we used to work before, how we used to function, how we used to get our jobs. We have to step out of it and find new ways of how we can function and acquire new jobs. Okay, and most important also is finding meaning in life, because when our mindset is positive and we are willing to move forward, it gives us focus and we are clearer in our mind. Let go of regrets. Regret like, I used to make a lot of money before. I used to be better. Now so difficult. I can't. You know, let go of the anger and the regret of the past, of how we used to enjoy the income we had from the past, how easy it was. Maybe for some, maybe I'm wrong, not for some, okay? But the point is, let go of the past. Write down a list of things you have to do so that you can start doing your guiding again. Some things you write down might be a little scary, but be honest. What do I need to do? Some things you might say, oh, I'm writing this down, but I don't think I can do it. That's the thing you need to do. Live a balanced and healthy life. We have to keep ourselves healthy because as tour guides, we don't sit behind the desk or behind the counter. We need to go out with the people that we guide. And when we take them out, we need to be healthy. And under current conditions with the pandemic, everyone has to maintain good health in order to continue moving forward. Moving forward means moving through this bad time and changing so that we can adopt a new way of life for our jobs. Okay, keeping a positive mindset. I'm sharing this poster with you. The poster says every bad situation will have something positive. Even a dead clock shows the correct time twice a day. What is it trying to say? A dead clock. My clock dies at 10 o'clock. Battery habis. Okay, my clock stops. But 2 times a day, in the morning at 10 and at 10 o'clock at night, my clock will show the right time. So there is wisdom in this poster. Every bad situation like what we are going through now will have something positive. And I tell you, the pandemic has brought positive changes not only to the world environment, but also to many individuals. If you care to look close enough, there are good changes that the pandemic brought. Now, new mindset means new results. So if you change your mindset, look at the new results you will get. And 3 keys to change. How to change? I told you how. Keep your mindset positive. Do you want me to repeat the slide? Okay. Come out of your comfort zone, let go of the past, and lead a healthy and balanced life. But how do we adopt or how do we change? We have to learn to adapt. The rules are now different. We have to adopt to SOPs, as we call it. We have to be careful with hygiene and health. We have to be careful of how we communicate with people now. It's not so easy. We have to wear a mask, but be resilient and bounce back. That means don't let this pandemic allow you or stop you from continuing with your business or pursuing your business or pursuing your guiding. Don't let it stop you. Be bold and do not be scared. You have to try. Even if you fail, you have to keep trying. For me, I'm sharing with you now. When I was asked to do this session with you, I was actually very nervous because I'm not used to recording myself and doing this. But I told myself and I challenged myself that I want to try. Even if I fail and I don't look good in my recordings. But the fact is I tried. And the first time you try and you continue trying and you keep practicing and practicing, you just get better. It is hard. I agree with all of you. It is hard when you only have one job. Some of the tour guides have other jobs, so they fall back on their other income. For some of us, we don't. So we need to keep trying until we succeed. Now, the fear factor is your biggest enemy. Fear is always your biggest enemy. I had fear. From me, I can tell you when I was asked to do this, I needed time to think. Why? Technology. I don't know anything about it. I know what I have. I know I have a laptop. I know I can go to class and teach. I know how to put on my slides. I know how to teach. I know how good I am. But doing it online, touching buttons, touching this and touching that, setting it up, I wasn't sure. But I told myself, I teach, and I know fear is the biggest enemy, not for you, but also for me and everyone else. So I told myself, I shall face my fear. The economy is bad. It's bad for everybody. It's just not for us, for you or Malaysia. It's bad for everybody. What if? What if? What if I try and I fail? But trying is better than not trying and thinking whether I could have succeeded or I failed. Can I? They say it won't work. You have people who will say, don't lah, I don't think it will work. Just tunggu lah, wait. Wait for what? Learn to listen to your own voice. Trust yourself. Now, like I said, fear is your biggest enemy, and the challenge actually is yourself. The challenge of saying it is impossible, the challenge of saying I am unable. It is unsolvable. I cannot do it. It's undoable. It's all within you. To move forward and adapt, I'm telling you, Malaysia is a country full of treasures. Guiding is one of the best jobs you can have because you enjoy it as well as other people. And the joys that you have, the knowledge that you have of the things that the treasures that you want to show people, okay, are available in this country. So it is doable. Cut out impossible, cut out all the unables, cut out all the unsolvable and the undoable, and you will find that actually you have set up the fence so high that you feel that it is impossible. So down your fence. This is the time for us to reflect and bring up our courage and strength, the positive side of us, the strengths that we have within ourselves, and work around what we know in our jobs to bring it now again back for our jobs to start functioning. No matter what comes your way, shake it off and move forward. When you have a positive mindset, you can't be defeated. Staying where you are is not a good thing right now. That's my opinion. Tour guides, you have to adopt, you have to change your style. and you have to change the way you get your jobs. That's very important. If you can do that, you will survive. Will I always search for change, respond to it, exploit it as an opportunity? That is a question you will have to ask yourself. Did I change? Which step have I reached today? I tell you something, it is very difficult. I'm not saying it's an easy process. It will take time. Give yourself that time and tell yourself, I need to change. I won't do it. I can't do it. I want to do it. How do I do it? I've already gone through some steps with you, a little bit of guidance. Some of you might know more than me and have guided yourselves towards the top of the stairs and say, yes, I did it. Even if we fail, we keep on trying. In the end, I'm sure we will succeed. Okay, how do you see Malaysia benefiting from the pandemic? How? We are rated as one of the best in performance from COVID-19, this pandemic. We have proved to have efficient healthcare facilities in the country. Our hotels and resorts are pricing downwards. If you tell me nobody is going out, that's the biggest lie I can hear of. Because I have gone to various places in Malaysia to check out, and I find hotels are actually quite full. In some hotels I go, it's like a market. Even I dare not check in. Why? Because the hotels are pricing themselves downwards. That's how they have changed. The hotels during the last 3 months have made various changes within their resort or within their hotel to accommodate our current situation. And they have given the comfort to Malaysians that it is safe to stay in hotels. So people are going to the hotels, which we would before not be able to afford, okay, and enjoy the luxuries that the hotel are giving them. That is what the hoteliers are doing. But what are we doing? Malaysians are ready for domestic travel. If you don't believe me, try a few spots. Cameron Highlands. It's not a school holiday, it's not a weekend, it's full of people. Go to Port Dickson. Okay, it's not a school holiday, it's not a weekend, it's full of people. Malacca, and try other various resorts like Langkawi, Pulau Penang. Try. Go and look for yourself that now that we're able to move, go and look. Have a look. And you will see that Malaysians are ready for domestic travel. Why do I say that? There's so many people traveling internationally for holidays and recreation within Malaysia. We all travel out abroad. We all plan. Flights are so cheap, so we go. But now we can't go. So where are they going? They are traveling within Malaysia. Flights are not up yet, not fully up, but people are willing to travel by car and train. So tell me, people, if you still want to wait for things to change for you, or would you like to innovate and prepare yourself so that you can now start functioning again as a guide? Are you ready and innovated? You have to start now. I cannot say whether things will get better if we change, but what I can say is they must change if they are to get better. Now, this is a quote I took, it's not from me, but it says it's very meaningful, even to me. I cannot say whether things will get better. There are no promises, but at least we tried. And change is better than sitting where we are now, wondering, waiting, and hoping. Because change will make us move forward. And by moving forward, we will instill in ourselves hope. And I am sure things will get better. Okay, next, hospitality and soft skills. Like I told you earlier, you know the word hospitality. It is not foreign to you. You hear it all the time. But again, I tell you, although we know it, it is good from time to time to be reminded about it. Because as much as we know what hospitality is and soft skills are, we are the biggest culprit because we do not actually practice 100%. Ask yourself now that we have time and we do not have many touring guides to do or none at all. Ask yourself, have I done my best to be hospitable when I'm guiding? Have I done my best to engage in soft skills in my job? The chances is you might hit 50%, but I don't think anyone touches 100%. If we did, we would be so famous now for our services. But you know, in every industry that we have, tourism and other service industries, complaints are many. Okay, I know these things you already know. So this is just a refresher for you. We will start with etiquette, appearance, and professionalism. Tour guides, you don't have a choice, like I said earlier. You don't sit behind a table. You don't sit in the office. There's no counter to cover you up. All eyes are on you. Three things matter most: your physical appearance, your behavior, and your communication skills. These are three skills and three things, not three skills. These are three things that matter most to you. Now, the first thing people see when they meet you is your face. So this is something you need to practice. You cannot see yourself, but if you sit down and you observe yourself with a mirror at all times, you will see how your facial expression changes. And the more you practice, the better. In some service industry, people are trained for 2 weeks just how to smile. So this is a good time. We have time on our sides, right? So we learn how to create good facial expressions and keep it that way. If you learn how to smile, you will forever be smiling. Now, when people look at you, most important is your smile, maintain eye contact, and do what is expected. This is for us. Okay, this is for us in our tour guiding. Smiling, maintaining eye contact is number one. That is the most important for us. Now, your physical appearance is how you dress and groom, how you wear your clothes, how you take care of your hair. Your behavior is how you behave towards your group or the people that you are guiding. The way you speak, your temper. Are you helpful and patient? Do you have confidence? Are you pleasant? Do you have a sense of humor? These are all things which you have. There is a lot more, but this is a short session and I can't share with you as much as I can. But these are the basic things that you need to have. If you don't have this, or you have half of this, look again, list down more, and you will see that there is more on the list of behavior. Your communication skills, body language. Why I put body language as number one now is because under this current new norm, or we call it the new norm or the new era, the new way that we're going to conduct business or touring now, your body language is the most important because you will be wearing a mask. Okay, that covers your facial expression. But the way your body language is will tell a lot about you. A good listener, and you have to speak clearly because now with a mask, you can't afford to swallow your words. Some of us can speak loud and clear, some of us no. This is a good time to practice. Now, a good tour guide. I'm reading to you the things that have come back to me. These are sharing things that are real. These are things that come back from people you take on tours. This is not all from me, okay? I did not make this list up. A tour guide has to be cheerful. Nobody wants to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, go on a tour with a guide who is who looks as if he just got up and who looks as if he hasn't had his first cup of coffee and is in a very, very bad mood. Okay, maybe not in a bad mood, but not in the mood. Okay, knowledgeable. Everybody wants a guide who is knowledgeable. I will tell you something. If you think you have as much knowledge as you think you have, do some more. If you think you don't have knowledge, this is a good time to read and to find out and to check out because we have more time. Organize. Tour guides, as much as you say you are, I can sit and watch many tour guides as they fumble and mumble throughout while setting up or getting their group ready for a tour. Okay, many guides are good. I'm not saying that you're not, but be organized. If you're not organized, then it will take time to get your group together. I'm not saying this out of saying that our tour guides are not good. No, many of you are organized. What I'm trying to say is get better organized, good natured, pleasant, confident, good communication and interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills means that you have good relations between your group, the people that you are guiding. You are gentle, you speak clearly, you have a caring heart, okay? You react well with what they want to say, you take comments and criticisms well. So these are part and things a tour guide should be able to adopt. Speak clearly, that is very, very important. And you should not single out any individual for special attention. This happens all the time. I see it all the time. It has become a habit and a thing that we think is okay. It is not okay. For you, it might be okay. Oh, they want to be on their own. So these are the people who like to talk. So I will talk to them. No, do not single out any individual for special attention. Speak to everyone in the group. Change the people you talk to. Be sensitive to the needs of the individual. Some people are quiet, but it is up to you to go out and reach out and talk to them. Do not sit with the same people when you are having meals or when you are having a rest or you're waiting for other people, and the group is gathering again. Don't sit with the same people. Some guides prefer to be with a driver. Now, this I do not know. Is it the company policy for you at that time? I do not know. But be with the group. Long conversations with some people and ignoring the rest of the group. This is so common. So pay attention. Too much allowed in an activity, too much time actually. What I mean here is time. Guides assume that ladies love shopping, so they give a lot more time for shopping. But you know what the customers or the people that you're taking on tours tell me? The guides are actually earning commission, so they put us here for longer so that we buy more things. I don't know. Is that true? Speak to all in the group, not just the ones in front of you. If you want to be a better guide, these are the things that you should adopt, and you must know your territory well. In many cases, not one, I've heard of buses or tour guides losing their way, okay, and not sure where to go. So, guides, take note. Okay, your dress code. This is what we are currently adopting, okay, currently, before, and now. We are not talking about how we're going to adopt ourselves in the future. This is now. This is as we were before the coming of the pandemic. Dress casual, smart, and comfortable, appropriate to the guiding jobs. Shoes must be in good condition, please. It must be clean. Some shoes are muddy, some shoes have no shine. You want to look better than the people that you're taking on holiday. They are on the holiday. You are not on the holiday. They are, not you. So no slippers, please. Ladies, some shoes look like slippers because they are open shoes. You call them flip-flops. Please wear shoes. Comfortable, low shoes. They can be open toe shoes, but do not wear shoes that look like slippers. Comfortable clothes, clean and iron. No t-shirts, please. You are not the one on a holiday. The group that you are taking, they are on the holiday. Outstanding color. Why? Because you want to be able to be seen by your group easily. So you wear an outstanding color. Wear your logo if you have one on your clothes, on your hat, on your umbrella, on your bags, so that people identify with you easier. No matter how fashionable, do not wear torn clothes. What do I mean by torn clothes? No one would wear torn clothes. Why would we be wearing torn clothes? Because torn clothes are in fashion, okay? They are cut off the shoulders, they are cut off the arms and made slits. They are at the knees, they are torn, at the thighs, they are torn. You pay a lot for it, but it is still upon clothes. They are fashionable, but as professionals, we do not adopt wearing them. No smelly socks or socks with holes, because when you need to go in somewhere and you need to take off your shoes, we don't want to see your pretty toes. Use perfume, cologne, or lotion sparingly. This I have to say. Some guides overuse perfume and cologne. It's a killer. So wear something mild, clean and well-kept hair with natural color. Do not go punkish with purple, slides of green, slides of purple and red. Okay? We want to maintain the image of professionalism. Practice good dental hygiene. Brush and floss. Believe me or not, what we see in the mouth is sometimes unknown to you. So after you have your meal, check your dental hygiene. Before you go and meet a group after your breakfast, please check your dental hygiene. These are things I think we take for granted. So these are things I'm pointing out to you. Now, the tour guide dress code, okay, also includes nail polish. It should be neat and conservative. It should not be in many colors with lots of shine. Yeah, make it simple, neat, and conservative. You don't want to attract attention to your nails. Minimum jewelry, no bling bling and gaudy jewelry. Don't wear chunky accessories, okay? Chunky earrings, no bling bling, please. No hoodies, no sweatpants, and oversized clothes. You want to look smart, casual, yet professional. It's your image. That's very important. The way you wear and what you wear tells a lot about you and what the group thinks about you. You can't stop how they think. So dress accordingly, dress well, okay, and dress to reflect Malaysia and its culture. Don't wear a San Francisco shirt, okay? Something that reflects Malaysia. Be unique, be a guide, be a Malaysian guide that's unique. And when tourists or even domestic travelers come, they can see how you uphold the nation and its culture. So that's most important. These are things you should get creative as a guide. Use keychains which are reflective of Malaysia and its culture, the different states and the different country. I mean the different states and the different culture. Yeah, but please let it reflect Malaysia and its culture. Even if it's to domestic tourists, it will be different. You stand above the rest. Now, I already mentioned this, shoes in good condition, not too high. I bring it up again because a recent tour that I went to, the lady guide wore heels. To me, that was perfectly fine. Maybe it suited the occasion. The ground was actually quite level. Walking was not that difficult. But after a while, I noticed she was uncomfortable. So what happened was comfort, discomfort, and more discomfort. She decided to borrow someone's slippers. Okay, so she ended up wearing slippers because there's nothing else to wear. And what she did was she decided to put her high heels in my bag. I had a carry bag. So she said, can she please put it in my bag? See the things that you do that create amongst us or the group that you are carrying creates a negative impact upon you. Sit down and think about it. When on any occasion that you went tour guiding, that you felt that you tarnish your own image. Okay, nylon socks, ladies, if you want to wear skin stockings, make sure there's no tear. Okay, makeup should be minimal. Do not over make yourself up, because when you go with a group, you're actually going in and out, in and out. So wear minimal makeup for the days. Use natural colors. It is not acceptable to wear suggestive clothing. Okay, you might not think it as suggestive. Look at it again. Many of us tend to wear round collars, loose blouses, but when we bend, we're actually exposing part of our bodies. Okay? No midriff clothes. That means clothes that doesn't show your midriff. But when we put up our hands, it shows part and parcel, part of our body. Okay, so be careful and no showing of undergarments under your clothing. Okay, lines that show your undergarments. These are all the things that create professionalism and which I think we should all try to adopt. Now, also I want to talk about is personality tips. Believe in yourself, consistent in what you do, and practice makes perfect. You might not be perfect on this tour. Mark out and tell yourself which are the parts that I did not do well, which I think could have been done better, which could have made the tour smoother. These are things that you should practice so that it becomes perfect. And why do I keep on going on about dress code? I know what I have to wear, Puan. I know what you have to wear. But it's the professional image which is vital to your guiding, your personal success. People look at you. That's why I said from the start, all eyes are on you. What you do and say gives the impression, the image of your industry, the tourism industry, the country, and yourself. Most importantly, first, it shows you about you and it shows the country and the industry. I know many tour guides who are had jobs from people who were once with them and recommended them to other people, to other groups. If you go here, use him, he's good. Why do they say that? What gave them the impression if it's not your professional image? Yeah, starts from your grooming, your appearance, and the way you communicate. So bear that in mind. Now, the perception. I'm just listing this slide down so you can have a look. I'm talking by myself, so I'm not sure whether you are following me or not. So this is a repetition of what I said. People's perceptions from your appearance, your professionalism, your level of sophistication, your intelligence, your credibility. People have not met you before. This is the first time. So your impression is very important. And it's important from what you wear and your image if they like you. Can they trust you? And will they ever use your service again or recommend you to other people? Now, grooming and appearance, this is just to repeat so that you get the idea of where we were just now. It has an impact on yourself, your guests, and your colleagues. I don't use the word customers anymore. I like the word guests because when I use the word customer, I feel as if they're paying for my service. A guest is like a guest in my own home, people who come to me, and I feel that I am obliged or I want to give them the best. So I like to call them my guests. Your clothes convey confidence, presentable, and whether you are sincere and trustworthy. So the slides, I'm not sure if it's available to you, but if you do want, you may contact us for some copies of the slides. Now, not only service is important, what we have talked just now was our personal self, our image, and how we look, our appearance, and how we conduct ourselves. Okay? Now is we talk also about service. Now the service that we give is called customer service, but service is not a department. Service is you. Whether you realize it or not, when you go to a customer service person or customer service department, or you call on the line for customer service, it's actually the person who is entertaining you, not so much the department, it is you. And with you comes attitude. If I'm not in a good mood, I don't give good service. If I'm not happy, then it reflects in my voice. It reflects in my body language. Attitude is a lot. And if you are so good in what you do, you will have positive attitudes. But you will also have negative attitudes, which at times will appear depending on your emotional circumstances. So these are things we have to watch for. So attitude is a big thing in our jobs. Now, people may hear your words, like I said, but they can feel your attitude. From the phone call that we receive or that we are talking to a customer service representative from somewhere, from you can hear the voice and you know the attitude. Okay? And from us, when people approach us to ask us whether they can detour and whether we can make a slight detour so that they can see something of interest, which is not in the itinerary, from your voice, from your attitude, from your body language, it will show. There is no reason not to detour if the detour can be accommodated. But there are many cases people do not want to detour. Why? They feel that they are being taken advantage of. They feel they're not paid enough to do that. Why should I? That is attitude. So that needs to be considered by you whether you need to change. Okay? Attitude is sikap diri and is our best friend and enemy. It can work for you or against you. You yourself do not like people who have attitude when people are entertaining you. When you need to go look for a service and the person in the shop like lebih kurang entertain you in the shop, you don't like it either, right? So you must remember, so do your guests or your customers or the people you are in your group. It is how you feel about something. Sometimes the past, our experiences with previous group triggers it. I don't want to do this lah because the previous dulu group. When I do this for them, I notice that they react like this, and it actually makes my life or my tour more messy. That is the group before, the group previously. Don't take what that group has done to you, your experiences with that group, to this group. Okay, so keep it separate. Keep always adopt a positive attitude. Every group to you is new. Do not form judgments. Do not look at them and create your own picture of what they are. No, you should keep an open mind, a positive attitude, and you should keep every group separate from the other. Okay, tour guides offer direct personal service. That's why attitude is important. Like I said, to you, your appearance, the way you communicate, and the way your body language and the way you react to response from questions or how the group is or what the group requests from you is your attitude. So for you to be an excellent or very good tour guide, attitude is equally important as ability. If you do ABC till Z and you put A for 1, B for 2, okay, and continue putting E for 5, D for 4, okay, and you calculate and put the word attitude and calculate what you get 100. So tour guides are face to face with the guests, so attitude is 100%. Attitude is everything. Now, communication. Communication is not about air and saliva passing through. I like to say this all the time because if you sit carefully and you watch a tour guide talking really loud, you won't want to sit right in front of him because saliva and air is actually passing through. So communication is not just about air and saliva passing through. We always think that, oh, I am communicating. If you are communicating, then there will not be any miscommunication. There will not be people who are upset. You will not be upset because there is miscommunication, because communication is not done well. Is why we have miscommunication. Now, communication skills takes practice. You can't be perfect when you start, but you will get better as you go along. You will not be perfect because you have been a tour guide for the last 10, 20 years, but you will learn through practice, practice, and practice to better perfect yourselves. So communication helps you get by as a tour guide because you need to speak anyway, but to be able to communicate skillfully is what will make you stand out from the other guides. Now, communication takes two people to speak and another to hear. But in many cases, we do not listen. Okay? Communication is about listening to understand first before we can reply. Now, the biggest problem in communication is we do not listen to understand. We listen to reply. Okay, when a person comes to us, we hear the first line, and you assume that it's because we have come through many groups asking questions. Oh, this is the same question as well as that one. So before that person finishes speaking, you already know how to reply. No matter how, please listen. Listen to understand. Ask questions again to reaffirm whether what they have said is clearly what you understand. And then reply. You don't have to rush for a reply. This is typical of Malaysians. in Malaysia. Malaysians tend to react very fast to questions and not listen to understand. I'm not saying all guides are like this. I'm saying this is something that you and I have to look at and see whether we are practicing it. It's knowledge that we are learning today, and sharing is what I am sharing with you from the experiences that I have gathered through the people like yourselves who I have met. And I think this is an important thing that I should bring up. Most of the things that I bring up here today are experience related. That means my experiences with TGs. When I hold a class, I ensure that I also have past relations or experiences with people who I am giving a talk to, so that I understand and then I am able to communicate to you. These are the complaints from people who are not tour guides. I'm sharing to you today many of the points that I bring up are actually real life issues. Okay, communications includes non-verbal conversations, which are body languages, and the most important thing in communication is not what you hear, is what you did not hear. Okay, people, Malaysians especially, are so polite. They come to you and talk to you so politely, but in the hati is so very very angry. Okay, so please pay attention that they might talk nicely to you, but what they hold in their hearts you do not know. So watch their body language as much as they can see yours. Now, communication includes voice intonation, that means the volume of your voice, okay, and your body language. And when your words and your voice and your body language speak the same language, you have good, excellent communication. Sometimes we say, oh, can, but the way our eyes roll and the way our body shifts already tells the person that you are thinking about it lah, not sure. Okay, so be careful. The slides are available, the posters are available. You can either ask for it and we can send it to you, or we can email it to you. Now, the tone of voice and body speaks louder than your words. Effective communication, that's why communication alone has to come with it being effective. Effective communication depends on how much your tone of voice and your body language than the words that you say. Okay? If you have a positive body language, nobody actually listens to anything you say. Don't believe, try. Okay? Because you are so pleasant, okay? And your body language is so positive, your tone of voice is nice. People actually are so immersed by just looking at you. And everything you say, boleh, boleh. We agree. So that is a plus factor and something you should consider using in your tour guiding. Now, tone of body and body language speaks louder than your words. Your facial expression. That is extremely very important. And many of you don't hold your facial expression well. Some of us have very good facial expression. You're born with it. Some of us, like me, I don't. If I don't watch my face, I look very glum and very, people think I'm very strict, I'm very angry, I'm very sombong. I'm not. But it's your facial expression that I say, practice, practice, practice. You need to practice. Look at yourselves, please. Sometimes we need to look at ourselves more than looking outwards at other people. Tone of voice and other nonverbal behavior have more than 10 times the impact of the words that you actually use. So if your tone of voice and your body gestures are good, yeah, people actually can hear your message very clearly. And some people, even if they like not really agree, they'll agree because you are so pleasant. Communication dies. Why? You talk too much and there's too much info. Tour guides need to be very careful. Sometimes you overgive info. You are so passionate about it. Be careful and look at the group whether they can take more info or not, whether they require more info or not. Many attempts in communication fail because you speak too much. There are complaints of guides that speak too much, okay? That's true. And if you don't believe me, when you have groups that come through you all the time, have you ever gone on a group tour before and your guide speaks too much? You'll see what answers you get back. Okay, communication is not talking for the sake of talking. So don't talk too much. Decide in advance what you want to talk about, and on the day itself, decide whether you need to put more or less. You do not care if anyone listens or understands. You're just busy tour guiding. Okay, this is that. You do it out of familiarity, and it is boring. You actually kill half of us through your tour guiding. I'm not saying all of you. I'm saying it happens. Talking constantly isn't necessarily communicating. That we must understand. Okay? So we do it all the time. We're so familiar, so we tend to overtalk. Make it short, make it simple. Allow time for people to digest what you need to say. Conversations is best kept simple, words and sentences. Don't use big words. In my class today, I tried my best, okay, to use as simple words as I can, because in my actual class, everybody requests that I speak in two dual languages, Bahasa Malaysia and English. Because for some, they do understand English, but they can't cope with too much or too fast English communication. For some, they are okay. For some, they are not. That's why I have the slides to help those who are slower in catching up or who need time to digest. I try to use as simple sentences. I do apologize. I too am not perfect. And as you can see, when things change and I'm adapting to something new and a new way of teaching, I too make mistakes. But for sure, I shall learn from today, and you too will do the same. Good communication does not mean that you speak in perfectly formed sentences and paragraphs. It isn't about smooth and being and sounding good. It is simple and clear and goes a long way. Tour guides need to keep things simple. Remember, local domestic tourism is different. International tourism is different. You know why? Because the culture is not the same. The words that you use, the words English that we speak, might not sound the same to them. Simple and clear. Don't try to impress. That's the biggest mistake we make. We try to impress. We shouldn't. Okay, be yourself. Top 5 communication skills that guests expects from you. They want you to listen, not only talk. They want you to tell them as it is, straight talking. They want non-verbal communication as well, not like a plastic robot, not like a robot talking to them. Okay, they want your body languages tells you whether you are friendly, whether you are talking to them or you're just talking to another stranger. Stress management control. Sometimes you receive a phone call that stresses you up. Learn to manage stress. Emotional control. Don't let things upset you. You arrive at the shop, at the restaurant, food's not ready and you're upset. And you're being upset goes on and it goes on until people are eating and people can see you're upset. And when you talk, your tone of voice is different. These are simple examples. You can explore and find more. Now, listening. We listen to understand. Okay, information of what the speaker is trying to tell you, not just what you want to hear. We have to take things and understand and digest before we reply. You must listen you must be free to express what you need to express, and you must allow the group or the people in the group to express what they want to express. Don't let it be so one way that people are so scared to tell you what they feel they want. Get feedback from the group, whether is this okay, are we okay, is everyone happy, is there something we need to change which we can change, there's some things we can't, so be honest to them. Straight talking, simple friendly conversation, chit chat. You should chit chat in your group with the people that you bring on your tour, because it creates a relationship, a friendship, and then it creates trust. And people tend to open up, they tend to tell you things that they would not tell a guide who is too formal. Non-verbal communication, 93% of communication is non-verbal. Non-verbal signals that will help you connect with others, express what you think, meet challenging situations, build better guest relations. This is what I've been telling you earlier. Okay? Top five communication skills include stress management. I told you there will be stress. So, stress affects clarity of expression. Because you're under stress, you tend to not organize your words, you tend to speak, but your message is not clear, people are confused. Yeah. So, when stress, discussion leads to misunderstanding and miscommunication. Stress sends confusing signals and non-verbal signals because people don't know you are stressed. So they think, oh, he's not happy that I asked him if we could have a slight detour. You are assuming they know you are under emotional stress. So be careful. Learn to separate it when you're on a tour. Emotional control. This is what I mentioned earlier. Communicating when angry, sad, in fear affects how people understand or perceive uh, your message. Lack of emotional control results in frustration, misunderstanding because you are emotional about something. People don't know you're under emotional, um, that you have some emotional issues. So they think you're upset with them, and then the group sorts of keeps away from you or refuses to open up. You want a group that is open up to you, that they speak to you, that they let you know immediately what's good, what's not, what's right for them, what's not, what more they would like. If you can't provide it for them then you can provide it to someone else in the next group. Okay, it's not totally lost. Four smart ways to improve. How can I improve? Listen to understand. Okay, listen to understand and look at their reaction. See things from their view, not from your view, and hear and what they have to say before you try to fix their problems. Speak up. I tell you, I tell you people, if you don't start talking first, it's very difficult for them to open up to you. What I mean start talking is if you don't communicate, not only the basic itinerary, the basic tour guiding story that you want to tell them, communication means chit chat. If you don't open up a communicationship relation with them, then it is just totally pure tour guiding. And as you feel that, the group feels the same. They also feel detached from you. You want the group to warm up to you, to trust you, to like you, okay? And when you need to tell them something, it's better face to face, or you give them a call. But WhatsApping is not the best method to communicate what you need to your group. Four smart ways to improve communication includes prepare what you're going to say. Even if it's a location or a place you're so used to bringing groups, look again how best you can do better. Think before you speak. So some preparation is necessary. Now be ready for different answers. Put yourself in the listener's shoe. What do you think that they will ask? Can you predict? To so many groups, I'm sure you're beginning to predict, but it will assure you a smoother conversation when you'll be able to talk with good flow and you'll be able to answer smoothly. People look at you with better respect. They look at you as a person of knowledge. They look at you as, wow, he's good in what he does. That's what you want. Experience is your teacher. The skills you gain on your job, you have to practice, practice, and practice. You're not going to gain experience or skills on your job if you do not look and assume that you are perfect, that you have done your job well. After you get your job, you're paid, you're done. Sudah. You have to relook after every job. I know some of us don't. After doing this for years, I'm okay lah. I can advise people. But look at yourself every day after every job. If you want to better yourself, then practice is a must. Use your own creativity to enhance your services. Many tour guides continue guiding in the same style, in the same way as 80% of other guides do. Be different. Be creative. Look for ways that people will remember you. Even if it's a small token or even if it's a small diversion that will make them feel that this tour guide is not just about me paying him to take me on a tour, but he listens to us and feels that this is something that we want. So we appreciate. So the group actually appreciates what you do for them. Okay, innovate and create memorable memories for your guests. These people is what every tour guide or every people in the service industry must do. Innovate and create memorable memories for your guests. Not from all the teachers teaching you, not from all the trainers teaching you, not from all the lectures and the books you read. Innovate, create memorable memories. Now, please do not forget the main ingredient that shines you, okay? And that's your attitude. Please, this is something I really, really need to highlight to all the tour guides. It's your attitude. Like I said, no table, no desk, no chair, no cover, no counter, no wall. You are direct person to person. Check your attitude. Now, what changes for my tour guiding? Okay, what changes? Now, this is where we get to the new norm. The new norm has different things set up for us. So we need to include anything to ensure safety of yourself and of your guests. Okay, you need to ensure that your guest is safe, and wherever you take them, that it also follows a standard health guide. So you protect your guests and yourself. And when people see this, people will feel comfortable and the level of trust is created. Okay, ensure both you and your guests are well before you go on a tour, and follow the existing SOP set down by the Ministry of Health. Do not touch your guests unless necessary. Okay, this is the new guidelines. I'm talking about new now. Okay, that's why I've changed the color of the slide. Do not touch your guests unless necessary. Do not compromise and adopt a tidak apa attitude. When you know the location that you're going does not follow SOP, do not take a tidak apa attitude. Protect yourself and your guests if you want to continue having a good flow of people coming to you. Do not assume, always check out your sites and locations, adhere to strict standards before you take your guests there. Now, hotels that do not adopt, for me myself, when I go before I check in, I am so anxious about how do you sanitize your room? Are you sure the food that we consume is safe? Okay? And if I have to look at it, I want to look at it. But we don't go to all that extent. People will trust you, but you have to make sure you do the checking for them. Okay? And more flow will go your way. Wear a mask, face shield, and gloves where necessary. A mask is necessary. A face shield and a gloves are actually up to you. Carry a practical, friendly looking bag to keep your hand and spray sanitizers, face masks, gloves, and other accessories that you require, and store them away from people's eyes. Don't make it look that we're going out on a hygiene trail, on a hygiene tour. We're still going to look at strawberries, or we're still going to look at a particular monument or a site, or going to a certain area, but we don't have to look to highlight that we are full of sanitizers, gloves, and masks. Okay, keep them away. Carry a colorful, friendly, cheerful looking bag. Do not carry a bag that looks as if it's a doctor's bag. Okay, do not wear your mask under your nose. So many people do it, or just slightly under the nose. No, wear your mask properly. You set the standards and all will follow. Washable masks are pretty, but I was told recently they are not effective. And colorful, although they are more colorful and cheery to the eye, please wear a layer of filter beneath your washable mask. Please wear those masks that are made of cloth or fabric. Please make sure you have a filter inside to protect yourself. And one of the good things that I saw one guide do is she covered her mask with a scarf, and while she was walking, not while she was talking. So she went around with it, and she actually looked quite nice. So it doesn't make you look so like we're actually going to a hospital instead of a tour destination. So be creative. This is what you need to do. I can't tell you everything. This is your business. You would know what best and how else to be innovative and creative. Do not dress like this. I found this and I just feel that I should tell you because some of us have fear not only of no businesses and no jobs, also fear of the pandemic. So don't be overly dressed. So be careful, yeah. This is a joke, but nevertheless, it's important that you not look like this. Change clothes frequently during a lengthy tour because the current situation is different. People want to be able to approach you, but they want to know that you too are clean. Avoid wearing the same clothes throughout a long day. Clean image, well groomed, reflects a tour guide who is health conscious. The new group that comes to you from now on are all health conscious. They want to know the level of safety and trust between you and them. Everybody is scared. I am scared. I don't know about you. I am scared. So wherever I go, the trust factor is very important to me. If you are a TG that takes care of your grooming well, very well, not to say very well dressed, very well groomed, very well presented, and you are well groomed, I know I can trust you because you take care of yourself. So I know you will take care of me and where I go. Do not use handkerchiefs, which some tour guides still adopt using. Please use only disposable tissues and get creative. Add to the list if you must. I do not have everything. Time is short. So you need to add to your list. Changes in communication, sharpen your listening skills. Because people are wearing masks, you are too. And you can see from their eyes, learn to look at eyes. And the top facial part of their expression will show whether people are comfortable, anxious, or need to be comforted. So pay attention to body languages. Comfort and reassure your guests wherever you can. Maintain some distance from your guests when communicating. Please, in a bus or when you're talking in a group, do not stand directly in front of them or higher than them. It actually makes people uncomfortable because I have gone to a few places where I was given a chair to sit while waiting, and then they come and you know, service me with whatever the paperwork or whatever I need to do before I check in. And I'm not comfortable when they stand above me, okay, and they're not wearing a mask. Even if they are, I'm not comfortable. So people are nervous and need reassurance. So maintain some distance from your guests when communicating. Remove your mask if you need to. Explain something, but avoid directly speaking out when someone is too close in front of you. So if you need to take off your mask, make sure you are a distance from them and not close enough. Okay. Now this is a good time to get creative on hand posters or short messages for the group. You know, sometimes because you're tour guiding, you can't always be talking because with your mask and everybody also wearing masks. Clear posters, hand posters that you can put up and people will understand immediately. People are going to adopt to new ways. You need to adopt to new ways. And these are one of the new way, innovative ways to adopt. Now, there's in a particular country that we experienced in Italy, I think, the tour guides handed out earphones. So everyone had a earphone and he taught us how to use it. So he actually spoke. In the museum, he can speak very quietly. He's actually whispering into his mouthpiece and we can all hear him. Wherever we are, we can actually hear him talking. So whether we are in front or at the back, it really didn't matter. But that is technology there. I'm not sure whether it's available here. You can Google and find out. It's your job, it's your career, it's your passion. So go find things that you think can accommodate and can help you better your tour guiding. Any changes in communication? Practice your vocal skills, speak clearly and slower. Must muffle your voice, so remove it if you need to, like I said earlier. Ask more questions, yeah, this is important, yeah, to ensure your guests are comfortable. Pandemic creates anxiety. Some people want to ask, but malu lah. People think that I'm overly cautious, that I'm scared or I'm over. Don't. So you reassure them by looking at them, asking questions, and seeing whether they are comfortable. Body language is the new norm, ladies and gentlemen. This is the new norm. If we used to speak and people say we are rude, people are now going to look at body languages because your facial expression can't really be seen with a mask. So your body languages are now going to speak for you. So look awesome, wear awesome stuff, and be confident and cheerful. It comes out, okay? It reflects on you. Pandemic has made public more alert, so they're more watchful to details and more attentive. So they watch your body language at all times. So we need to watch our body language. Now the body language is the new norm, like I told you earlier. If the mouth was once rude as you speak, the body language now takes its place. Now people look at body languages more than when we speak or our voice. The facial mask has made us more expressive, so we tend to use our hands, our body language, because the mask has now covered our expression. So we use hand gestures and our eyes, and so we have to watch our total body language as it speaks for us. Now, be memorable for the right reasons. Make every guest experience a positive one. This is very important now because times have changed. Okay, people are scared, so people are slowly coming out, and you want them to come out if you want to continue with your tour guiding. Malaysia is a treasure, okay, to me. I don't know whether you realize it or not. Every state in Malaysia has a treasure. And these are treasures that you as tour guides will bring people to. You cannot wait now for jobs to be given to you. You have to create opportunities for yourself. You have to create places where people want to go, and you offer the service of guiding them to go to these places of interest within your locality. And this is what is something you have to start doing and managing. No more waiting for people to offer you jobs. So every guest experience has to be positive and memorable for them to keep coming back or recommending you to other people. And they will remember and talk to others about you. Now be helpful, be courteous and polite. Even no matter how angry you are, take it out when they are gone, not when they are there. The guests sometimes tend to test our patience. And sometimes some people do it because they think they pay us for it. So we are going to learn how to be very, very patient. Now give a little extra if possible, even if it is just some advice or extra information. Try if they want to go out of the itinerary, if you can accommodate them, try. Now, if you are successful in all this, you will be able to add to the positive experience of the customer. Now, this is what you want. In this current time, you need to do things differently from the past. You need now to, if we tangkap ikan, kita kata taruh apa? Umpan. But in English, we say you need to bait the customers. You need now to be bold and to market yourself. You need to set up packages and do tour guiding and promote these tour guiding packages to people and the public. Don't be shy. You don't know if you didn't try. Now do what you do well so that they will want to see it again and bring their friends. This is what Walt Disney said. And Walt Disney was at one point in his life told that he is a failure since he was young. Okay? See what he has created and see how many of his amusement parks are throughout the world and how many people pay to go to his amusement parks. So failure does not mean once, two times, three times, four times. It's how we get up and react. The pandemic has arrived and it's not going to leave today, tomorrow, or the next month. We need to change ourselves so that we need to survive. Now, I wish all of you well, and I hope something that I've said today, you will go home and think about. Okay, things will recover slowly but surely in a different style than how we are accustomed or how we used to do or how we used to do our jobs or how we used to operate before. And if you are prepared and you are able to adjust and continue with your jobs using the new norm, then you will have succeeded in surviving this difficult period and move on and probably excel in the new way that you are tour guiding. Now, just sharing for you before we end, hotels in the last few months while we were all stuck at home had already done innovation and were creative. This is how hotels greet you nowadays, full with facial mask. The security guards or the bellboys, okay, actually sanitize each piece of luggage that you bring in. You are greeted with a thermometer, okay, no more with a glass of drink as we once are used to, yeah. They greet you with a thermometer and they ask you to use a hand sanitizer even before you touch anything that belongs to them. Before you touch the paper to fill up a form, they actually point out the hand sanitizer. If you have sanitized once outside, they will ask you to do it again inside. Okay? And the people that all greet you, you can hardly see their faces. And the lines that you see outside shops and restaurants and other establishments are the same lines that we see in the hotels for us to keep social distance. And the rooms are sanitized by sprayers. Okay, I'm telling you this because these are questions some people might ask you. This hotel we're staying in, do they sanitize? So the hotels mostly use spray sanitizers. And I tell you, the months that we sit down worrying, depressing, and stressed up, the hotels, they were already innovating. Okay, they have signs. This poster was not made yesterday. They had time. They had to be pre-printed because it's just not one poster they have to print. They print many. Okay, this table has been cleaned and sanitized. Why do they do that? For the comfort of their guests. And they also give us facial envelopes so that while we sit down and consume our food, our mask can be held in an envelope and not just left at the table. All cutleries are well covered. Okay, so these are things that hotel have done for innovation. Now I ask you, if any of you mind, okay, because you're in the tour guide industry, if you mind, if you have innovated something, if you would like, can you share them with me? Now, if you want to share them with me, you can actually get my number from the organizers of this session, and they will forward you my email or forward to you my contact number. And I would like, for a reason that I'm asking you that you share, so that what you have can be shared amongst the other guides in the country. Don't be scared to share, okay? Because it only helps to open more doors for all the tour guides in Malaysia. It also opens all doors for all of you. So you work together. What I do for what you share with me is to share it out in a more public forum, to more public seminars like the one that we are having right now. So thank you very much for listening to me. I do apologize if I am unable to answer any questions right now, but you may ask any question you like through WhatsApping through me because I would not know who is the caller. So I will appreciate only WhatsApp. So you can get my number from the organizers, and I thank you very much for this time that you have taken to view my session. Thank you.